that she and her husband had started no longer fulfilled her, and she didn't want to do it anymore, and she was just trying to figure out
Mhm.
how to bring it up to her husband. And the irony is that Monday morning he said, I see that you're all full and excited again, and it's good to see you in that frame of mind. And oh, by the way, maybe we should consider rethinking this business because it doesn't seem to provide any joy.
Wow.
It doesn't anymore to me. And yeah, that
That's incredible.
isn't it, that they were so on the same wavelength. And so I haven't heard that much about EFT. I mean, you being in California, you hear about everything before the rest of us do. But
I have. I have. I have. It's actually it's interesting that you added California. Before my son was born, I took every class that I could take in community college. I just wanted to take it all in. So
yeah,
I took an acrylic painting class, and um, my teacher, I became friends with my teacher, and she was the one who introduced me to EFT.
and he thought it was effective.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness. So he it was a she. She tried it. I was going through some issue with my family back at home.
Mhm.
So she made me do the tapping thing. I swear, the anxiety that I felt anytime I thought about them disappeared.
Wow.
Magic. I'm serious. This is firsthand experience. So yes, it's real.
To look into that. That sounds like it might be, I mean, to be given that much clarity in
Mhm.
one weekend's time
Yes,
is pretty remarkable. I
and
should find a
and
practitioner
it's
here.
it's in my case, it was this anxiety that I kept on
Yeah.
feeling,
Yeah.
and it just disappeared just like that after tapping, these energy points a couple of times. So, yeah,
Wow.
it's
Well, I
real.
once suggested, I had a friend that had chronic back pain, and I suggested, because I had heard about tapping, I didn't know it was called EFT. And I suggested that she look into it. And I don't think she ever did. She went ahead and got surgery, and now everything seems to be okay. But I kind of thought, boy, that's pretty invasive, But she really had to. She was in so much pain, so much pain. And she's she's much younger than I am. Yeah.
If there's another way, of course, right?
Pardon me?
But if there's another way, of course, we would.
Yes,
Yeah.
a non-invasive way, invasive way. Yeah. Well, I'm looking at all these tubes that are so tiny and they're dried up. I feel like I should use them. I
I
don't waste anything.
I can see you have a mixture of the paints. I prefer the texture of golden, but I hate the tubes.
I
So,
I don't know that, I like Golden for certain things. I like Liquitex for certain things. I like Van Gogh for certain things. I like the one that I'm really fond of right now is this Charvin, because they almost are like oil. They're very buttery and sort of has the same type of texture. They go periodically. They go on big discount sales. I just ordered a bunch from Jerry's Artorama,
okay.
and because they were heavily discounted. But yeah, I do have a bunch, and I like different. There are some colors like I like one group's like one of my favorite is the Da Vinci cadmium red liquid. I love that. I don't like the others as much. The texture of golden bothers me. Uh, you know, they're also translucent that when you're trying, and I like playing with that in certain circumstances, but not always. And
That's interesting.
yeah,
That's interesting. But I try to wait till I have money and I get the jars because the
yeah,
tubes make me crazy. But I
I,
prefer the Liquitex tubes. I can get everything out of them.
I do. I've got somewhere in here. I've got a little key that I can move. I just have too many. And I get too many. You should use something up, but I didn't like this Matisse. Some people swear by it, but I
Tried that before.
never was into that. But Van Dyke Brown. I mean, sometimes you forget that you have these already, and you don't need to order more.
Oh, we like ordering supplies.
I do too. To me, ordering supply is avoidance. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, what
Ordering
sort of
supplies
supply?
is like Christmas.
It's not too smart to have all these supplies. Now, this is only half of my tubes. I mean, I haven't showed you all my liquids,
Okay.
and these
Okay.
are part of my tubes. I've got to now go to my. I haven't even ever used this one or Sennelier. I used to love their watercolors when I did watercolors, but I haven't tried this acrylic. So I'm pulling out now. I'm defeating my purpose because I'm pulling out ones that I want to try.
Oh,
Are we missing people? Did anybody communicate with you, or are they confused?
oh. No, we agreed on the time on Monday that it would be at 8. And I've posted the link.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
Alice
where people.
commented on the post. Let me see what she says.
Oops. That was a call that I put.
Oh,
Yeah.
Allison's stuck on a train trying to get home from London.
Oh.
Okay, let me respond. Let her know.
So did Mary Beth or yeah, Mary Beth or D or
No, no one else has.
see here are all the yellows. Oops, I had these in the I tell you, too many. What am I going to do? I mean, some were loved very well once upon a time, and clearly I'd used them and then forgot about them. Shame on me. So now is my day of reckoning. I've got to get back to using up things before I purchase any more. Indigo blue. Okay, this is a mixture.
I actually wanted, it's interesting that it's just the two of us. I wanted to show you in particular something because I know you're a teacher.
Uh-huh.
Because because of these conversations about, oh God, don't tell me this fan has come on again. Oh no.
It's a vacuum, but now it's gone.
Like a vacuum, it's a fan. I need to take my
Hi.
for service. Oh, hi, Beata. Hi.
For,
Hi. Hi, how are you?
oh, I'm fine, thanks. What a beautiful roses you have.
Oh, thank you.
Very nice.
I didn't tell Michelle, but so the new coaching group that I'm in, the one that I love. So apparently Friday is Venus Day.
Oh, okay.
So she encourages us to. So obviously Venus is Aphrodite and I'm Aphrodite. So she encourages us to celebrate on Fridays. So
Lovely.
now on, I have permission to go all out.
Well, that's why I think
Mhm.
I asked if you were at an event because
No,
you
no.
look so dressed up.
I went to drop my son at school like this, and I'm sure they were wondering the same thing. Where is she going? Oh, I get a kick out of that sometimes.
I don't blame you. It's fun. It's very fun.
Mhm. So, hi Beata, how are you? How is it going with you?
Oh, fine, thanks. I was painting, so that's why I'm late.
Really?
I did not recognize the time.
You've been busy. I've seen you.
Yeah, I was busy.
I see you. I see you. You've been busy. That's wonderful. So, today I don't I do have a topic, but it's a topic I'm thinking about. So obviously, I don't know. But I was telling Michelle that I'm tired. I think it's time to find somebody to employ to do all of this stuff,
Mhm.
all of this marketing,
Uh-huh.
funnel, list building. Isn't there a possibility that there's someone out there who's going to be really good at this, who we could all employ?
Yeah, come
I think it's a
on.
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about. So that's where my head is. So what do you need today, both of you?
Me?
Battery's coming on again. Jesus. Please don't come on. Please stay off.
I need to thank you. That's what I need to do because I think this group is wonderful. And I think in
Yeah.
so many ways, I think I had told you both that I had signed up for a group called Thrive Networks, and I was put on a waiting list. This was back in March, and so realizing that I needed some structure and I was interested in Alexis's course, but that's why I jumped into that course and said, okay, when it comes time and I'm, because I was put on the waiting list and there was an opening for September. And
Mhm.
I just was on, we only talk once a month and it costs $125 per month.
Oh.
And I guess we exchange information freely and have a community without cost.
Mhm.
And I'm just thought, well, maybe there's a benefit to cost because maybe it would make you more accountable. But I don't
Mhm.
think it does because I don't. It's moderated, and the particular leader spends the majority of her time talking about where she is. And I think, no, 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 this is not working.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking of dropping out. Oh, I just have a package delivered. Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Thank you very much. Nothing to sign or, okay. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
No
More
problem.
supplies? Do we have
Yeah,
more supplies?
coffee.
Oh, those are supplies. Coffee is definitely.
Hi.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah.
Wait,
Mhm.
just so much better
Mhm.
to have a community where we're doing it voluntarily and with relationship. And
Mhm.
and I really think that this is far more valuable than the other. And I'm just trying to debate: should I give it one more month, because, or should I just bow out? So so I don't know why I mentioned that, but just to say, that I'm very thankful you started this, Shirley, and thank you, and very thankful that you joined it, Bieta, and I probably mispronounce your name every single time I say it. So sorry, but it's very valuable. It's given a structure to the weeks, and I like that people come in and out and feel the freedom to do that. I hope Camilla comes back because I think she's a valuable, sort of
Yes.
an upbeat, the young
Very nice.
perspective.
Well, maybe you could use that money to hire someone. That's all I'm thinking about today.
Well,
No, seriously.
that's really true. That's really true. And I don't know. I mean, there were a few resources that they talked about yesterday that I will share with the group as soon as I investigate them. But they have a set structure. Each month you answer 6 questions, but because our moderator goes on so much about her own exploits, we never get her. We only answer like 3. And it's frustrating because the part that I want to hear is about resources, what you've learned new, what you're committed to producing, what you're struggling with, but I don't know. So I may have to send an email to the leader and say, look, I'm finding myself at a point where I think I need to drop because I've got enough support in my life. Never have to.
Very happy.
And
Be very happy.
oh,
Yes, Camilla.
Hi.
ew.
Camilla.
Hi. And I'm trying to.
Oh.
Oh, Chai. And my daughter.
It's very
I think
cute.
my husband will be home soon, fortunately. Hopefully.
We're happy to have her with us.
Yeah. She's watching, children's TV, so hopefully I can join you for a little while. So,
Oh, we're happy you're here.
thank you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no, it's really it's difficult with because Monday I was working nights and I do a lot of the time, and Friday it's hard because my husband gets home quite late because we start an hour early. So it's I'm still thinking about whether or not I quit my job. I'm actually starting tonight at 6. In 30 minutes, I'm starting working with Michelle Cote from the
Oh my
yeah. Because there's so much, I have so much fear around the decisions I make and fear around painting. And I procrastinate a lot, and I can't do that because I have started to get commissions. So I have to sort my things out, and I have to figure out if I want to quit my job for the right reasons. And so we're doing this. It's we're Skyping 4 times. It's
Wow.
yeah, I'm really excited because I thought she really hit something in me the times I've listened to her on the Profit Canvas. She's really good.
That's great.
So,
You'll have to know how it all works out.
yeah, I will.
What?
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it is.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
They were having specific.
What?
I said today we don't have any specific topic we're dealing with, so
Okay.
we're just sharing where we are.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you're wrestling with your decision.
Mm-hmm.
I am. It's such a hard decision because it's not for now. It's not a matter of money. Actually, I only work 20 hours, and it's for the next year or so we'll be fine. We have a nice saving. We've paid a lot of our loan on the house, so it's not. But it's just what will be. I've been really sick with stress and depression before, so it's just what will help me the most. It's what will be the least stressful thing for me to do. That's what I worry a lot. And also and I'm a little bit afraid of not having any colleagues anymore and not having any social things in my calendar. Well, I have friends I can book appointments with, but it's the work part. It's good for me to go out and have to and be social and so I'm really quite torn.
Are
I don't
you
know what
part
to
of
do.
an group there?
What?
Are you part of an artist group there, like an art league? Or
No.
okay,
No artist group.
create
No.
one? Or
I don't know about any artist groups, actually, in
yeah, it
Denmark.
might check because I'll tell you, at times, because I'm like you, I need to have that social interaction mixed with times of complete being by myself. If I'm truly alone, I feel very isolated, and it's not. So I would check, say like, I don't know.
I think there's.
Now,
I should check. What?
yeah, I was saying now that you've mentioned that financially you're okay, I was going to ask you this. Don't worry. I was going to ask the same question. What your social life was.
The signal was. I couldn't hear you. Shirley,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
my computer is making noise. So
Uh,
I needed it to stop, and I don't know what to do. But I wanted to know that now that your finances were not the main concern, the artist's life can be lonely. So I wanted to know what your socials, whether you had a community. Um, so I'm glad you brought. It's definitely something to consider.
it is, and it's. I think that if I quit, I would be able to have these. And I see the accountability group as well one times a week, and I would be able to talk to you guys and keep the just because I don't really know any artists in Denmark for the moment, and I don't know of any artist group, but that would be something to look into because I have a tendency, especially now that the fall and winter is coming, I have a tendency to to enjoy my solitude a little too much, and it's not always good for me. So that's definitely it. But then also I would just be better. I would have more. I don't know. I would be able to book more appointment with my friends because I wasn't so filled up with on the social account for working. So I think, I think I will be fine. But I don't know.
How are you when it comes to self-discipline, timing? Like, are you disciplined when it comes to scheduling time to paint? How are you?
I'm terrible because there's so much fear around it. That's what I'm figuring out. I just for many years I thought I was lazy. Now I know I'm just lazy. I'm not lazy. I'm just scared of everything. And I started painting, and I thought I wanted to do it for a living. And then people actually, at some point, they started to respond well, and they started to like it, and they started to buy it. And then I got more and more afraid. So I'm terrified of painting because I what if I'm never gonna paint something nice ever again?
Okay.
So that's why I procrastinate so much, and I'm not very effective. And that's what I want to work with Michelle Cold.
Okay.
Because I have to be. I have my daughter, and I want her. She's in daycare 6 hours a day, so that's what I have to work on my business and paint. Monday to Friday, and Saturday and Sunday she only naps a little, so I probably won't have a lot of time there. So I have to be really disciplined in those hours and work on that. Yeah, but just
sounds great fun. For going risking.
Yeah, I think I have to, because one of the reasons I want to do this is, I want to be a role model for my daughter because I've lived in fear my whole life and I don't want her to do that. So that's quite a big one. And then also I work nights. I miss her like crazy because I work on my art business daytimes, and then I go to work, and then I send her to daycare, and I don't see her for days. And every other weekend I don't see her. So it's not really working for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When it comes to the fear,
yeah,
I know this. I haven't done a lot of art, but I know this by making clothes. Would you consider focusing less on commissions and actually painting your own work? Because I know when it comes to commissions, there's a whole lot more fear than when you paint what you want, and then people come and they see it and they love it and they buy it.
Yeah.
Really true.
There's less fear there than when you feel like you have to
Yeah.
satisfy somebody's desires or requirements. So, just consider.
I will, and I think I have now. I have one commission that I have 5 weeks to finish, and actually she wants something very similar to something I painted earlier. So that helps me a little bit with this one. And then I have said yes to 2 more commissions, and I think that's gonna be probably it for this year, or maybe only one more in December. But I'm gonna be limiting it a lot. Also because I don't have enough of my own work on my website. So it's hard for people to know what they can commission, what I can create. So I have to definitely. That's a really good point. Yeah.
I would focus on creating a body of work.
Yeah, I should.
Sizes, look at the sizes that people are asking for when it comes to your own work, so that you don't have to deal of creating commissions.
Yeah. I really have to. Right now, there's fear around everything that comes to painting. I procrastinate like crazy, and I'm like, what? I don't even understand what's going on. Why am I not just? I can even set an alarm, and then I'm supposed to go painting, and then I continue working on my about page, which I have redone 500 times, and I'm still not finished. I'm still not satisfied. It's crazy. I just do anything to avoid painting, and I love painting, so it's so stupid. Yeah,
I know.
it's really, yeah, it's crazy. But I hope that I can get some very concrete techniques I can use with Michelle, and then just get over it, because I will be more confident as long with creating a larger body of work. I think I will. But how about you guys? Does that turn up sometimes, painting for you too, or did it used to, or?
I think so, especially I think with commissions, because as Shirley Ann said, you're doing it to please someone else. It's part of your expression is curved, part of your, and you really worry. Have I done enough? I've got half of the hotel. I've got one of the hotel paintings done. I'm working on the other. Going well. It just doesn't, and so I'm worried because I'm up against the deadline. I think natural. I don't know that I've experienced the fear to paint, but because what I do, I think I shared with you one of the games I play of the warm-up exercise, which is really very helpful. And I don't know, I don't need to repeat it if you all remember it, but I have 3 cups, one position, one color, one emphasis, and they're all and I just pick, and so there's no attachment to the outcome. And if you can silence that inner critic and just do it and play with it, it helps a lot. It helps free me up. Or you just take a pencil or piece of charcoal and just scribble on a page, or just scribble, or start collaging things, and just staying in action is over half the battle. I do believe. So, and I understand, like I let busy work get in the way before my painting, and I forget my priority is painting, even though, I love to paint, but, so put even the website aside until you get a body of work that you feel really good about. And then come back to that. You can write as your time allows. I know, did you take the copy cure, or were you thinking of taking?
I was thinking of taking. I think I might do it later, because right now I kind of feel like the profit canvas was my shiny object syndrome, and I don't regret taking it, but it kept me from painting since May, so I can't take any more courses except for I'm going to work with Michelle, but I think that's just going to be some grounding techniques and things like that. But so I might do at a later point, because I'm terrible at writing, and I don't think that I can. I feel like I know my why, but every time I try to write it, I think, oh, I'm telling too much, I'm telling too little, and I keep. Then I'm happy with it, and I read it the next day, and I hate it, and I start over, and I'm just not a writer, and I probably never will be, and I don't enjoy it. So yeah, so maybe I'll have someone to write it for me at some point, because I've spent too much precious time on it already, or I will take the copy cure in 6 months' time or so.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Marianne how she's enjoying the class.
Oh, she's signed up.
She signed up.
Cool. Yeah.
And my one of my accountability partners has taken it in the past, and then remembered that because apparently if you take any of Marie Forleo's courses, you have a lifetime, all improved versions are within your
Nice.
can reviewing the course. And she realized that she had all the tools, because she's rewriting her website. She had all the tools in this course, and so she's raved about it. And
all the things Maria Folio was talking about in the free training, I was like, yes, that's me. That was all about taking too long to write nothing and redoing it over and over. Yeah, everything was just spot on. So yeah.
Hi, I'm fine. Say hello to Denmark and
yeah.
In Hong Kong. We're on a conference call.
Yeah.
We're open to the public all the time.
Sorry, I missed. Who just showed up? Was it your family?
No, it's school kids, because the Turkey's open to the public, so they have school groups and tourists and everybody come through all the time. So it's kind of hard to stay to paint and be in that zone in front of the public all the time. But
must be.
But it's wonderful too. You got little interruptions. So yeah, that's what you need to do, Camilla. You just move to the States, get into the torpedo factory. You'll have enough silent time and enough.
Yes, I do. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how is everybody else doing? I have 15 minutes left, so I just want to hear how y'all are doing.
Yeah, we're good. To just piggyback on what you said, I've come to realize that there's certain things I am good at, which is, let's say, creating. Like with me, I can paint every day, all day, like nonstop. But this other stuff, I'm ready to hire out. I'm ready to employ. It's taking too much of my time, too much brain power, too much of everything, and I'm not getting the results. I think it's time to hire someone who's good at what, stop taking courses. Well, not stop, but you know what I mean. And just find someone to do these things. They're menial tasks. They're not the real work. They're taking a lot of time. So that's where I am.
Yes.
So we were going to see how Dee's consultant worked for her, and maybe share all hiring somebody to do.
I was saying, what if we all found one person and hired the person to take care of all these things, and we would be creating employment for someone.
Yeah, that's true.
We have to look into that.
Yeah, I'm tired. So, yeah. Beata, what's going on with you?
I also procrastinate. Several things. First of all, it would be high time to check out how my welcome series, because I haven't sold anything since I used them, so it would be good to review them. Then I also should create my Facebook ad for my list building activity, and I need to finish 2 more paintings for my sales series, but I would like to launch next week to try it out. And but somehow I postpone it every single day to the next one to start them. Yeah.
It would be nice to have a draft for the Welcome's nice sales series before the next talk with Alexis, because she was gonna go through it, but I don't know if I will have the time either, because of the commissions. But it's the next Thursday is the last support we get on the course. Yeah. And she suggested we all did a welcome series or a sales series.
That's right.
Yeah, we
Good
should do
point.
Okay. So, is that something you'd like us to do before Thursday, maybe for Monday?
I'm afraid of prioritizing again, because right now I feel I have the smallest list in the world, and 2 people from that list recently bought from me, and there's and then I don't know if it makes sense to create right now a sales series of small paintings, because then I would have to create the small paintings and create the sales series, and I also have to focus on the commission. So I don't know which is. I struggle all the time with how to prioritize my time wisely. I do, because I would love to have something while I work on the commissions. I would love to have something that could bring me some revenue. Because even though that's not an issue right now, it's of course I want to build this up so it can. I have a business that doesn't rely on my husband. So yeah, that's the only thing I want. Yeah. So I don't know if I spend, because I am such a perfectionist, it would probably take me too long to create the sales series. Have
if you
any
gave
of
yourself
you?
like set a time that you aren't going to give it any 2 hours, and then what you have to do is write one of the pieces each half hour, and not it just just stream of conscious type of writing, and then get it up. I mean, I think that's because, like you, I'm pretty busy right now, but I think that's what I'll do, just to have the benefit of a coach, and doing that for the 4 personality types would be helpful.
Would be helpful. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe I should just do a draft, and it would. That is how I just quit writing. That scares me, because I have this fear of having nothing to say that goes really deep, and I'm always afraid of saying something wrong, but I know that perfectionism is I have to get over it and just get something out there. Yeah.
There's a new book. Your inner critic is a big jerk.
Oh, I have that. I haven't read it yet. I have that one.
To read it.
Read it.
I actually bought that at some point and thought, I have to read that. I have it in my painting room in my studio. I should read that actually.
Yeah, it's have you all listened to The Jealous Curator, the podcast, The Jealous Curator? That's the woman that wrote this book. It's another great podcast, by the way.
The Jealous Curator. Let's just write that down.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's done another
Stars
one.
again.
Har
du printet det der? No, okay.
She has another book either coming out this month or next month that's all about art history, and it goes another big book about art history, this one including women. Yeah. So I
about time. It's about time.
Yeah. And I think she's Canadian. She's based, I think, in Toronto.
Okay. Oh, I should definitely listen to that. I heard someone else mention it at some point, but I haven't heard it. I just bought the book because I liked the title and I thought it was relevant.
Yeah, I think this is the one that's coming out, I think, is their third book, because I was looking on my shelves for her number 2 book. I don't see it, but it's all about interviewing artists in their studios, which is very interesting. I have my addiction, other than art supplies, is our books. I mean, I have so many books. Too many books.
Please share the titles with us.
Okay, I will do that.
Yeah. I feel I don't have enough art books, so.
Oh, I've got art history books too, or art books. One of my friends' mother passed away past year. She was an art historian. So her family had me go out and take a look. She had floor-to-ceiling bookshelves, probably on 15 by 12 feet. I mean, just amazing. And I sorted them for them, and they said, "Well, why don't you pick up what you want?" And I kept going like, "Whoa!" So I didn't want to be too greedy, and I also have a lot of art books myself, but nonetheless, it was a huge, very generous thing. Yeah. This one I bought myself, though. Yeah.
It's not art books, but did you read or listen to Jen Sincero? Hers, the badass Jen Sincero.
No.
It's called "You Are a Badass," and you are a badass at making money. And she just has this great way of addressing all these things about the subconscious and how it's running the show, and our conscious mind thinks that it's running the show, but it's not. And she just has a really humorous way of writing, and I love it. And it's you can listen to both of the books on YouTube or read them. It's they're really, really good.
She doesn't have a podcast, right?
No.
Okay. I'm looking it up now. Oh, You Are a Badass. How to Start Greatness. Yeah. Where is this? Self-development. This is... Sounds like something I need to read.
No, it's so good. I've listened to it many times, and I wish I could paint and listen. I can't concentrate on both. But yeah, because the if you listen to it on YouTube, I think it's 5 hours or something each book.
Oh my goodness!
So it would be good to listen on, I don't know, walks or whatever. Doing the dishes, something. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That would be really good.
That's cool.
And then the Big Magic with Elizabeth Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of people rave about that. Have you all read it?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's more for people who are doubting their creativity, want to embark on
Okay.
a creative journey. I mean, I love reading everything she writes, but I think it's more for people who are yet to embark on the creative journey.
Yeah.
Struggling.
Thank you, because I want to be, a lot of books that I bought have been somewhat disappointing, and what they proffer is not necessarily what I get. One of them being Ask. Did you read that?
Uh-huh.
I have that. I've read 10 pages.
We all
Don't
yeah.
bother.
Yeah.
It's I think that he's gone beyond that now. So in my frame of mind, the Ask is pretty limiting, in terms of what I wish I hadn't bought it. It's such a disappointment. But I guess you have to read it to know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe maybe if I hadn't had Alexis's course, it might have had a greater impact. But it's
Yeah. How is the affiliate for both of you, Beata and
I wasn't
and how?
successful at all, but in the end, I didn't mind really, because somehow I felt that Alexis provided much more in the free training than in the course. So we didn't have this hot seat option, and I didn't want my friend to think that they would be able to have this hot seat option and discuss their own problems. And after that, they would realize that especially the marketing part and the scaling part is missing, or so quite weak.
Okay.
I didn't participate fully 100%. I had 34 people on my list, only some of whom actually went through the training. One did sign up, but I was struck by what was nice was I think the support Megan and Laura and Alexis provided, but it was frustrating to me because my technology, I did learn how to do MailChimp. Thank goodness.
Oh, thank you. That's good.
But the number of emails that she wanted us to send out, I just thought, holy moly. And I didn't really ever get my private Facebook page working properly. So that's my fault. That's on me. But I still thought 21, wasn't it 21 Beata emails that we were to send out? And that coupled with the one that out. I said, that's too many. I can't do that. And I'm not going to do it.
No.
I felt like either the program, I think if I just limited it to 4, and then I actually only ended up sending, so shame on me. I didn't, but I still could stand behind the class. And one thing that I had a lot of friends say, well, they'd like to do it someday, but they want to wait until the factory is closing their doors, or they want to wait until after it's their busy season, or they want to wait for some reason. Money just wasn't, they couldn't at this point in time commit. But nobody didn't find the exercises who did them valuable or see.
I'm really sorry. I have to go. It's 6.
Okay.
Be called on Skype. Okay.
Okay. See you next time.
Yeah,
Have a
you
nice.
see, I can. think I can join on Monday too. I'm not working.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to you.
Okay.
Bye. Have a good
Bye.
one. Bye.
Bye. That was nice to have her here.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm
Yes.
very curious how the discussion with Michelle will go on.
Pardon me, how it was going? Yeah, so I ended up with one friend who's doing it, and I'll support her the whole way. I mean, she was very similar. She's been a professional artist her entire life. She didn't have a prior career, and she does everything. She enters shows.
Mhm.
She does a lot of the outdoor shows, which I've never participated in. I'm a little apprehensive about doing that. And she's been at the torpedo factory for, I think, over 30 years. So this to her was something that she really needed to do. And she's, I told her to be prepared. It starts out very slowly. And I remember the first week of our course thinking, oh my goodness, I paid $2,000 for this. But then the following Monday, I said, okay, this is going to take me places I could not have thought we would go. But so I'm very thankful still that I took the course. But I don't. Oh, Dee.
Hi, Dee.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
I'm making me a
it's
cup
evening.
of coffee. Didn't
Dee,
get it.
were you aware on Fridays we start an hour earlier?
No, I asked Monday, and I thought we said 9:00.
Well, okay, I'm just doing East Coast time. We said so that would have been 8, right?
Yeah. It's
Okay. Oh, really?
Okay.
Because I thought I asked. Didn't I ask on Monday what time are we meeting? And you said, and I thought it, and I put it on my calendar 9:00. So
No.
I guess I blew it. So you guys are leaving me already?
No, we will leave you.
Waiting for you. We're glad you joined us.
So have you been going since for an hour now?
Mhm.
Oh, shucks.
It's fine. It's fine. Today has been an easy day.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I guess I misunderstood or something. But anyway.
It's fine.
So how was your tutoring lesson, Dee?
My what?
Your lesson.
Oh, with MailChimp.
Uh-huh.
It was really good. I kind of had. I did a couple of emails on my own, so I learned that I was doing it the hard way. So so that was good, and then and learned a few more things. Another thing I'm going to do is they have a little program, and I don't know how much it costs. I haven't asked them yet, but where they will take you through how to increase your ideal client list by with MailChimp, and I think it's using Facebook too. I'm not real sure, but anyway, I'm gonna contact them and ask them about that, because I would really like. I would like to find out, what they how they do that. And I know someone had said to me, and maybe it was Beata, I'm not sure, that they, or maybe it was on the Facebook, that they had done a Facebook ad, and they were talking about how if they, that you could, you narrowed your search, or you widened your search and all that kind of stuff with the Facebook ads.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to check all that out and see. But anyway, it was really good, and it was worth every penny that I spent for it. It was $125.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually more than just the the tutoring, that was during the affiliate, I had them do 4 email series for me.
Oh.
Because I thought, well, this is the way I'll learn, by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically it was also doing that. And plus I had a problem with my importing my emails from Fosso into MailChimp. And they came back and said there were syntax errors, and I wasn't going to spend the time trying to figure out what all those were. But anyway, so they did that for me too. So I thought it was very, very reasonable.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. The company was called let's see. I forgot what the company name was, but I can send it to you guys if you're interested. And they have
absolutely.
Thank you.
And they have different, you can, they're MailChimp experts. That was what I did, but they also have some contractors that if you have special things or you want to do something, special, they'll subcontract you out to that person or whatever too. I was really pleased. I like your roses on your hair. It's really nice.
Beautiful.
Is that getting your mood and everything ready about going to France and painting the roses and flowers?
Possibly.
I would love to do that. I looked at it and everything. Of course, I paint flowers, mostly, and roses and peonies. And I thought, oh my gosh, that would be so fun to go.
Yeah, it's not I like to go. It's something I would like to create.
Yeah. Do you know somebody that has gone?
No, but I've been following her for a long time. And I've been following her students. And I've been very impressed with everything that I've seen.
Oh, that's great. Good. So what did you guys, just quickly, I won't keep you because I know you're ready to go, but what did you guys talk about today?
Today we didn't have a specific topic.
Oh, okay.
I gave the call saying that it's time I hired someone. So I'm happy to hear about your results.
What do you need to hire them for? What is it?
I find myself mired in all these details, these technical details, the MailChimp, the emails, list building. And I just wonder how much more prolific and productive I would be if I focused on the painting. Good at. And I hired out all these other things which have taken too much of my time to someone else. Something I'm definitely considering.
Yeah. Well, I found it to be also that, this company anyway, that I hired was, they were so flexible and it was so easy. They knew exactly what I was wanting to do. And so I actually had created in Word document, my email. And basically with the affiliate program, we could just copy and paste what they gave us to do and then just customize it from there. And so that's what I did. And I put it in there and then I put, inserted my picture and everything. And I was trying to just copy it from my Word document and put it into MailChimp. And that doesn't work. You can't do it that way, or at least that's the hard way to do it. So, but anyway, but they were just really flexible because I think they subcontract out to people that are just working from their homes, and I'm not talking about Upwork. I'm talking about the company from Upwork that I actually chose. It's a small company. And they were very, very, flexible about everything and on the tutoring time, I paid for a half hour and actually he went for almost an hour with me, so I just found them to really be very accommodating. And I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, I'd love to have their name, Dee. Thank you.
Okay. I'll put it on the Facebook and for you guys.
Thank you.
Because where I'm coming from is, what if we really treated these as businesses? Yes, we're artists, but what if we looked at these enterprises as real businesses?
Mm-hmm.
You need to employ people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You need to circulate. And what,
Yeah.
what if I personally focused all my time on painting, writing, and engaging with people, and
Mhm.
hired someone else to do all this other stuff that I'm not good at?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm feeling very strongly about this personally. So.
Well, I think I brought this up before in the aspect that, it's a point that, you have to, and it's very hard for an artist, one, to say, what are your, how much paint do you use in a painting and what does that cost? How much, how much wear and tear on, I mean, you can't do all of that. So you just kind of, I just kind of spread it out over what I think. And, but you have to analyze, and this is the one thing that most entrepreneurs don't do. They don't, they don't calculate what their hourly worth is. And I think that was something that Alexis really showed us, that you need to say, okay, uh, and I think that was why she put in, I don't remember that she actually said, um, put an hourly figure on your work in there, but she did say, give yourself cushion and add on I think it was a certain percentage, whatever you felt it would be. And, and so I think that's what she was really, talking about. At least that's what I got from it. And, so I've always done that. I mean, I've done that in business, even in our companies, whenever there's a project, like when some of the different PowerPoint came out, and I'm one of those that I love to self-learn. So I just was at it, and I was spending hours and hours and hours on it. My husband says, well, why don't you hire somebody to teach it to you, because you're spending so much time. And he's so right. When I got to seeing that I could hire somebody for a few $100s to show me how to do it, and I'd already spent, 20 hours of my time doing it, trying to figure it out.
So what's going on with you, Dean?
Were you talking to me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I was asking what was going on with you. Is there any support you need this week? Anything you need to
No, I'm just, I'm trying to, this week I dedicated to getting back on top of all my stuff that I put on the back burner for the last 3 months, so that's this week. Next week, I plan on getting back in the groove of, painting, and I'm really doing, I think I told you guys that I had this new calendar. It's called Full Focus Calendar.
No.
No,
I didn't tell you that.
not yet.
Let me see if I can go get it.
Oops, we lost her.
There I am. Okay. So I bought this calendar that it's called Michael Hyatt, and it's a full focus planner. And basically, so I had it, and my son, who's a motion designer, and he's a real planner too. I mean, he, of course, being a motion designer, you have to be a planner. And so he took mine with him back to Germany. And now he's in Portland with it, but he was showing it to me when I was up there helping him get settled. And I hadn't started mine yet because, it's kind of like, I'm one of these people, you have to have all my ducks in a row before I start anything, which is totally stupid. But anyway, so this is it, Full Focus. Are you seeing it backwards? Probably.
Yeah. No, we're seeing it the right way.
Oh, are you? It's called Full Focus Planner, and and my son Ronnie, he really loved it, and it's basically where you put in annual goals, goal detail, your monthly calendar, your rolling quarters, daily rituals, an ideal week, and that's your planning, and then it's execution of those, and then references like your notes and resources and even sketches if you want to put in sketches. But so, like for instance, if you want to do if I want to do my my email series, and let's say I'm going and my workshops, and I'm planning on doing that. Well, it has pages. It's called rolling quarters, and so you can section off your year in quarters with your goals, what you're going to accomplish in that quarter, you know, and then you can go break it down to weekly and daily, you know, however you want to do it. So it has sections for that. And so then you can basically refer from a quarter to a monthly, to a weekly, to a daily.
Wow.
And break it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good. And he gives classes on it too. I haven't taken one of his classes. I have done one of his free videos. But anyway, I asked Alexis about it, and she knew it. And she said that it was, you know, had heard. She didn't use it herself, but she had heard that it was really, really good. So it's called the Full Focus Planner, and it's Michael Hyatt, Hyatt.
I'm just looking it up.
I'm sorry?
I just got it on my telephone, you know, and they have a little demo video apparently, but I'll wait until we're done. But I have used the Passion Planner, but what I like about what you've seen is that you can do annual, quarterly, and you know, the Passion Planner only has monthly.
Well, you know, when I'm finding when you're planning out to do your funnel, and you know, Alexis just put out the funnel deal just a week, I think it was. Really and truly, you know, depending on what you're doing, and in my case, I've decided I'm going to do my online workshops in quarters. So you know, and then you take a maybe not a quarter, you would take just a month, let's say, probably to do your you know, your email series, and then welcome series, and then your enrollment series. You know, you would probably take, you know, maybe 2 weeks or whatever you decide on that. Then you can put that in your weekly part of it. And your rolling quarters then would be like, you know, scheduling out all of my workshops, you know, and everything, and knowing that I have, and then I can go to my monthly and say, okay, this month I need these, you know, done for next quarter or whatever. So and my son was going through, and of course he has projects where he's a motion designer, and sometimes it will take him 3 months for his computer to render a motion design that he's already completed. And so he's put all of that in his calendar, and it's amazing how he says he loves it, because it says it keeps him right on track and keeps him kind of accountable, you know, for what he has to do.
And I can see the other benefit being when you schedule for shows, you know, like which shows you're going to enter, which shows you're, you know, or if you get a show, committing yourself to this amount of work and your deadlines. I mean, I like that idea.
Yeah. And yes, absolutely. That is great. Because I do the same thing. Like I just got 2 notices yesterday of deadlines for entering 2 different shows, you know. So I thought, so I laid them on top of my calendar to put in there, because, you know, you enter the show and then you get the notification. And then if you get accepted, you have to, you know, ship the painting, and then, you know, when it's over with, you know, I mean, and then also I'm going to put in there my marketing aspect for that show too, you know, so in other words, that I need to market it on Facebook or whatever, I'm going to schedule all of that out too. Sounds good, doesn't it? I know it sounds really good. I haven't done it yet, but it sounds really good.
Yeah, sounds really good.
Does it start with beginning of the year, or can you?
You can start. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have dates on it. You can start it anytime you want.
Uh-huh.
So it has the days, but then it has a place to put the date.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it has weekly previews. In other words, you've got it has a weekly preview. I don't know if it has a monthly. It probably has a monthly preview too, but it has a little weekly preview before that week that says that also you can put in the 3 major accomplishments from last week. An after action review. In other words, refer to your last weekly big 3 and how far did you get, what worked, what didn't, what you will keep, improve, start, or stop doing based on the above, and goes on. I mean, it really goes into a lot of little detail. And I think taking one of his classes on using this planner, would be, real beneficial. And I'm planning on doing that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm not getting any residual. This is a free announcement. I'm not getting anything.
Thank you. And what size is it, Dee? It looks like it's notebook size.
Yeah, it's about well, what size is this? I don't even know what size it is, but it's smaller than an 8.5 by 11. So, like, here's a page that's 8.5 by 11.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And here's the book, so it's smaller than 8.5 by 11. So it's maybe about a 6 by maybe a 6 by 10 or something like that, or 9, something like that. Yeah. So it's a nice size. I can even put it in my purse, if I need to. But, and it's full of quotes here too. It says here by Confucius, a man who does not plan long ahead will find trouble at his door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So motivational too.
Yeah, that's motivation.
I should show you the passion planner, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does it kind of gear into your passion, what you're doing and everything?
I have one that's undated, but I think my problem with it is it has it basically has the weeks organized, and it has questions that you have to ask yourself each month, like how you did.
Uh-huh.
They have this one. They have you do a mid-year roadmap, how you did.
Mm-hmm.
But I started it. But what I don't like about it is that you don't see the whole year, and other than in this manner. And
well, let's see. I'm looking to see.
It has months. Where I can go. By the month, and it has people to see, places to go, not to-do lists.
Yeah.
To-do lists and prioritizing them, and then it says break it down, create a map of this month's game changer.
Mm-hmm.
But and it has quotes too.
Oh, it does?
One by Confucius. I just okay. But I color code because I used to use the Steve Covey,
I used to use
7 Habits, and when I was doing architectural work. But sometimes it gets, sometimes I'm really good about filling things out, and then other times not so good.
Yeah.
Weeks can slip by, and this is one that was dated. So, how about that? And because I let some go by, I'm going in. This is last week, and even though the names, the dates have changed, and I did, Marie, Alexis's grid here,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know. I think I need to take a look at the one you recommended, because
I was gonna pull it up here online and tell you how much it costs. Hold on just a second. I will. It's $40. Well, wait, full focus plan. Yeah, I think it's $40.
Okay.
You can get it on Amazon Prime, so you can get it, like the next day or 2 days, whatever, too.
I mean, I love this size because it was notebook size, 8.5 by 11, but they've just changed its size to being smaller. Now, you like that size, but I kind of liked having it be this big, but.
Yeah. I can, so you can make a lot of different notes and stuff and everything in it. Yeah, I agree with you,
Then they had, this grid, they have note paper in the back, and each month you have a monthly reflection. What was the most memorable part of the past month? What were the 3 biggest lessons you learned? Review your planner for the past month and assess your priorities. Are you happy with how you spent your time? How are you different?
Yeah.
I think it was geared more to students, quite honestly.
Okay, now, wait, I'm going to correct myself. Okay, so it's $40, but this is for a 3-month planner.
Oh.
So if you get $125, you get 4 planners for the year. So this is like for, but that doesn't make sense either. No, because in here it has the quarters, and it just has but the monthly calendar is only 3 months. So it's just for a quarter.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. So and so I kind of thought, I kept thinking, gosh, that sounded cheaper than I remembered it being. So that's why. So it's $40, but that's for a 90-day, plan. But actually, I think that you could use it for a year plan, to be honest with you, because you could write in there, even though it has goal detail, you could write your goals for all the quarters if you wanted to segment them that way. And then when you get to your monthly calendar, you could make a copy of that page and insert more pages in there for that. So you could kind of Jimmy rig this to use it for a whole year, I think.
I find that I need something, even though I put a lot of my things on my cell phone or in, calendar and have I find that I really go to this, and maybe it's just my age or, but I prefer having something that I can write down, and that's all with me. And I need to
too. I've got it it's like Alexis's course. I printed out everything, and I think we talked about that. I have a big binder,
I do too.
The other group did I tell you that I did that? I printed everything out, and I put the master in a big binder, and then I have another binder that is my working copy. Okay, so like all of the the worksheets and everything, that's in another binder. But I have the worksheets in my main binder also, but I use that just for my reference, but I printed out everything. I mean, on Facebook, when there were great ideas from other people, I would paste that in my notes, print it out and put it in my binder, kind of in by, wherever that subject was in my binder, I would put it in there.
That's a great idea. I wish I had done that. Yeah. I guess it's not too late. We can still have
And it really, I'm one of those, yeah, I can go online, but I like to, sit at night and read it and have it in my lap and, touch and feel.
Me too. Don't want to have to depend on whether my phone is charged.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But so how much longer? I was going to tell you guys a little story. I don't think I told you, but you have time to do that. I can wait and do it Monday.
Oh, you can tell. Yeah, I have. Is everyone else okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Shirley, and you were just talking about that, getting out and socializing and everything, and that we tend to be in our studio and don't think like business people and all of that. Kind of an interesting thing that I had happen to me. So, I've been married for 37 years, and my husband has known I was doing art when I met him. And all of these years, all he heard from me basically, and I didn't know this until just last year or the earlier part of this year, all he heard from me was that I don't get enough time to paint. I don't have enough time to paint. I want more time to paint. That's all he heard from me. So, and so he'd always say, well, you master your own calendar. You're in charge of it, and all that. But he doesn't think about all the little things that a woman does at home and all that kind of stuff. So in April, he took me to a B&B for my birthday, and that was kind of when I signed up for Alexis's course and was really giving all of this a lot of thought and a lot of contemplation, and was really trying to figure out, where do I want to go with my art? What do I want to do? Do I want to, where am I in all of this? And so I was walking around this B&B. They had beautiful gardens, and I was taking photos because I could paint there for a year and never run out of stuff to paint. It was so beautiful. And it was set on a river, and it was just gorgeous. They had all these great big artisan pots that they had flowers growing out of. And at that time, the flowers were just blooming. And I was thinking about all of this, and I thought, boy, this would be a great place for a workshop, and, just fill it up with the B&B with all those artists and have, pizza night, because they had an outdoor pizza oven and all this stuff. And so I came upon this little courtyard, and there was a gal sitting at the table, and she was writing, and we said hi, and she asked me where I was from, and so we started talking. Well, come to find out, she's a writer, and she teaches writing also. And I told her that I taught art. And so we got to talking about how great this place would be to have workshops in and everything. And just went on and talked about the whole thing. And I come to the realization as I was talking to her that, yes, I love to paint. And yes, I love, getting into shows and selling my art. I mean, yes, I love all of that. And I had kind of gotten away from doing very many workshops. I was used to do a lot of them every year. And now in the last few years, because of my husband having back surgery, I had kind of eliminated a lot of them. And I realized that was really my true passion. And Alexis had asked us that, question in the, before we bought into her course, and, your why. And so I thought that is really why I love my art. It's teaching is really what I love, and being there and being in, with others and helping them. So anyway, when it was like it hit me with a lead brick that this was my why. And I went back, my husband was sitting out at a table, and I sat down and I says, I just came to a real realization about my art. And so I started explaining it to him. And he says, well, that's the first time I've ever heard you say that. I just thought you wanted more time to paint. Then if that is your passion, then why don't you do that? And so then when I started taking Alexis's course, I realized that, I don't have to do it. I mean, I can still do my one-on-one workshops, which I will continue to do and love doing, but I can also produce it online and do it out there too, So, like you were talking about, Shirley, and you feel like you're in the studio. And my husband thought that was just where I wanted to be. That was my whole dream, was just to sit and paint all day long. Which, in actuality, yes, that I will do and I continue to do, but that isn't really my passion. So, so I wanted to tell you guys that story. I didn't know if I had told you before or not, but it really made me realize that, that kind of honed in. We kind of think of our art as our passion, but what inside of our art is our real passion. So, and it's different things with different people, like yours, Shirley Ann, is totally different than what mine is. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because it opened my eyes to a whole new world. It really did.
No, thank you, because I think it's something we'll keep on spiraling back to why we, why. And for some of us, it's going to be crystal clear. For others, it's going to be this ongoing journey, this ongoing exploration. But I do believe that the closer you get to it, the sweeter it is, and
for sure. Yeah. And I wish I would have come to, all you gals are much younger than I am, but I'm beginning to feel like I only have so many more years to do this, So Alexis's course just, really honed into me how I can accomplish that. I was beginning to feel defeated that, here I am, I'm 71. And so I really don't have, I wish I was 40 to start all over again, or 20 even, but you're not. So, but it gave me a new lift in life to realize that, hey, I can accomplish it in whatever years I have left. It's possible.
Yeah. Oh my God, Dee, you and I are so alike. That regard, because again, this small group helped me change my why to being what I really love to do is teach. And again, I'm like you, I'm 65, and I'm looking at the number of years I have left and what it is I want to accomplish. You're absolutely we're exactly the place we need to be.
Yeah. We are. We are.
Yeah, that makes me very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about mine too. I watched this video on YouTube, Facebook, and he was talking about how, everyone has different language around the same thing. He was saying that your gifts will bring you success, not your passions. And I was like, what's the difference? What is all of this? So I went to my best friend and I asked her, what do you think my gift is? What do you think my passion is? And she just blurted it out. She was like, your gift is designing. And, being creating, being the consultant, conjuring up all these ideas. And your passion is painting. And I was trying to explain to her that when I paint, I'm filled. Painting fills me up. Everything else takes away from me. It drains me. It takes something away from me. And I leave the process feeling depleted. Does that mean I'm not supposed to? No. I'm just looking at both things, But when I paint, even if I paint all day, even if my back is aching at the end of the day, I feel filled up. And so this conversation led me to possibly that painting could be a hobby, which I would like to make money, but not to put that pressure on it, and open up to looking at ways to do what I'm gifted at without feeling depleted. Because I miss it, I'm just afraid of it. So It's a conversation that will keep on. It'll continue. So thank you.
Good.
Yeah, I think that's very well put.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, I'm going to have to excuse myself, folks. I've got to go. I have a meeting coming up shortly that I need to prepare for. So,
Well,
I
so on Fridays we're at 8 a.m. Shirley, right?
Yes.
8 on
Change my phone so it reminds me.
For next week, I have an idea. Just running it by you. We talked last week. We talked about next year. I'm thinking about looking at finishing strong this year
Mhm.
and creating a little competition amongst us. So to be discussed. To be continued. All right.
okay.
Okay. So Michelle, take care. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a nice weekend.
All right.
Okay. See you
Okay.
Monday.
All right.
See
Take
you on
care.
Monday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.